Welcome to InGeneral, the Jurassic Outpost podcast, episode 142. My name is Jack, and on this episode, I am joined with Caleb, Jaden, and double Derek Davis III. Welcome, guys.
That's me.
Hello.
Welcome. There's a lot to discuss, and by a lot, I mean 4 new images and an interview with Gareth Edwards that sheds some very interesting light on the movie and paints a beautiful visual picture of what this movie's going to look like. But before we do that, a word from our sponsor. Chaos Theory Season 2 has been somewhat announced, right? Somewhat?
Season 3.
Season 3. Yeah, sorry, I'm living in the past. There's a new animated show coming. It's called Chaos Theory. Season 3 has been announced. We knew it was coming, but what's on Netflix? Is it what's on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yes.
December 20th. Jacob Robinson on What's on Netflix has announced a 3rd season. Caleb, you have a lovely voice. Do you want to run us through that announcement?
Thank you. So I haven't been able to find anything from Netflix directly, but What's on Netflix seems to be a reputable source for this kind of thing. And they say the streamer confirmed. What did they say? Well, they said this first. The streamer also confirmed the returning voice cast, so that's a good thing. Let me find.
General Ortega is back.
Yes. So yeah, the way What's on Netflix words this is beyond the confirmation we've received that the show is returning. Details about exactly when the show will return are still slim. We do have an updated synopsis. The Nublar 5 crash land into adventure as they encounter old and new friends, face off against even more lethal dinosaur threats, and deal with the fallout of Brooklyn's stunning rejection of them. All the while, Brooklyn's inner turmoil continues to grow as she is drawn deeper into the broker's criminal web of dinosaur trafficking and espionage. So, yeah, apparently they have received confirmation from Netflix that has been renewed for season 3 and got a new synopsis. So, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
No release date yet. So
no. And what can we presume is the release date from? I think a lot of people were thinking March.
Yeah, I'm gonna say March.
Distances between seasons.
5 months between seasons. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there could be a season 3, and it will likely be in March. It may be April before Rebirth. Based on the timeline, we know we're basically at the timeline of Dominion.
Yes, we're coinciding with Dominion, or like the Malta Biosyn parts of Dominion, I suppose. So
okay. Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, this will be fun. It will be fun to follow up on and see what the plan is. I know that Chaos Theory is doing really well, generally. It was a really well-received show among general audiences. It's a very highly viewed Netflix animated show. In the kid categories, it seems to outperform a lot of other shows. So it's great.
Yeah, it's gotten tons of good reception. And the way a lot of people found this What's on Netflix article today is because one of the writers of the show, or one of the writers of season 1, I think, I don't know if she continued on season 2, but Heidi Nunhofer, she shared the article, and so that kind of confirms it, because like it's coming, like a writer is sort of endorsing what they're saying. But
kind of curious if What's on Netflix is officially tied to. It's a good idea for a website, that What's on Netflix, just reporting
exactly
various Netflix shows. I wonder if they're tied officially, or if they're kind of like about us. Oh no, it says right at the bottom there. What's on Netflix is not owned by or affiliated with Netflix or any of its partners in any capacity.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The authors of this site also have no affiliation with Netflix. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So I believe what has been said, but like also excited to hear the official announcement from Netflix, because they always do. So
yeah, absolutely. No, the website seems it's actually registered in England, of all places, Norfolk.
Wow.
But yeah, no, seems like a very reputable site. And
In Norfolk.
Norfolk, Alan Partridge. All right, well, yeah.
Jurassic
Anyway,
Park.
yeah, exactly. Chaos Theory season 3. There you go. There it is. That's the synopsis.
Looking
The
forward to it.
synopsis is as vague as ever. The
Yeah.
friends
Typical.
encounter dinosaurs and people they know. So there you
Yeah.
go. That's what happens in season 3.
The show will continue to be about the great characters.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, exactly. I am looking forward to season 3, though. I enjoyed season 1 more than season 2. I'm looking forward to them getting back to. Oh, I hope they're going to get back to the more ominous, darker stuff that was going on in season 1. I loved the thriller, kind of conspiracy thriller that was playing through it. I hope that deepens with this. I mean, it's an animated show, so they can go in any direction story-wise as well. And knowing. Personally, I think it's going to go to. It's either going to go to Malta or it's going to go to Biosin Valley.
Yeah.
Because they're chasing the story of Dominion at this point, and we know that Soyona ends up in Malta in Dominion's timeline. So we're either going to go there and see the black market, which would be, I mean, that's the ultimate place for the New Blood 6 to end up, right? Is the black market of dinosaurs, and then try and release them or something. I don't know.
There's been a lot of talk on social media about like how this could mean that the Giganotosaurus and the Therizinosaurus and all those kinds of things are going to show up in Chaos Theory. So, and I think we've talked about it before, but there's a new Therizinosaurus toy that's labeled Chaos Theory all over the box. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would make so much sense to go to Biosin Valley too. We didn't get to explore it as much as like we could have in Dominion, and it's such a cool biosphere biome.
Whatever word you want to use, biosphere, biome.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for that, and the Therizinosaurus as well. That's like the only scene. Sorry, but the only scene I enjoy in Dominion is the Therizinosaurus with Claire scene. So a return of that would be great.
I have a feeling we'll finally get more of Dodgson, which is why I also think we'll end up going to the biosphere, whatever. I just hope that they continue to make Dominion make more sense, to make it actually.
That's a really good point though, because like I feel like this has kind of been the plan all along, and like Dominion getting delayed and like all of the issues that the production had, and like I mean I think if that wouldn't have happened, I think Chaos Theory might have come a little sooner. And like I think maybe this has kind of been the plan all along, is to kind of supplement. I mean, the plan all along has kind of been to supplement the Jurassic World trilogy, basically, because Camp Cretaceous does that for Jurassic World, and then Chaos Theory is doing it for Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. So like, yeah, I mean, it's going to add tons of context to Dominion, so it's going to be awesome.
And for those dinosaur fans out there, just having the Therizinosaurus back would be really cool. It's a very unique species to have featured in the movie, and it's blind, right?
I was about to say, I hope we get to see it yeet another deer.
That was a really cool scene, man, and all that stuff. I remember when the Dominion promotion first started, and we got that shot of, I think it's Claire and Kayla walking into the jungle, and you got the boom up guy in the shot as well.
It's
Stephen Ray Morris.
Yeah, Owen and Kayla. Yeah.
Owen and Kayla. Yeah, and when that, I was like, oh, it's Sauna. We're going to Sauna. Right? It's so Sauna. It's Redwood.
It looks like Sauna.
Yeah, it really does. But all the stuff.
Deja vu.
I think the T-Rex comes into that location as well. We see the T-Rex in like the sort of rainforest, like misty rainforest. All of that was really nicely shot and nicely put together. So it'd be nice to return to that. And hopefully there's a load of scenes that kind of play out like Claire with the Theri, because that was the only bit of tension in that film, I think. So that was
good effort.
They're gonna have Big Edie and Little Edie in season 3, right? Because that's the band.
Stop it! Stop with the nicknames.
That's the names.
Quilliam.
Don't break my heart, Derek.
I'm stopping this podcast. Start again. God damn, I hate Quilliam. Anyway, that's enough Chaos Theory talk. Let's talk about the movie, because that's the exciting thing.
Woo!
4 new photos from Jurassic World Rebirth. Really want to know what that original title was before they changed it to Rebirth. Studio notes.
Yeah.
Really want to know what it was called. Also getting a vibe that it might have not had the world subtitle. Like, it might not have been Jurassic World. What if they called this Jurassic Park something originally?
Jurassic Park 4.
With Kepi coming back and with
Kepi.
with
I
David
hate these
Koepp coming
nicknames.
back
Kepi.
Oh, we got you.
Got me. Don't worry, I'll cut this out.
No, you keep it in, or we'll splice it in ourselves.
No. Yeah, with David Koepp coming back and the way that Gareth is talking about the movie, especially in this interview, I just get the vibe that the title might not have had world, saying about different trilogies and stuff. Maybe it was just something. Maybe it was just Jurassic something, or I don't know, Jurassic Rebirth. But whatever, we've got Jurassic World Rebirth. Makes sense from a merchandising point of view. Makes sense from the marketing point of view, calling it Jurassic World. So yeah. Anyway, Jurassic World Rebirth, 4 new images. Let's talk about them.
I'm proud that there's only one picture in the grass this time. Just one.
I want a Hammond collection of the long grass, by the way.
It's arguably the best picture. I mean, I thought it might be the best picture we've gotten in the long grass because it's like the most
I agree with that. The mist,
tons of characters we hadn't even seen yet.
Yeah, totally agree. I really like. I really, really do like all of the pictures. I think the thing for me is that people are complaining about the long grass and people are seeing the fun. There is a fun. It is funny. We've got like 4 images in the long grass now, but like the way did people think that like Empire and Vanity Fair were like on set the entire like 6 months of filming or however long it was, like that was probably a press day. So there's a reason there's loads of pictures in that one specific scene. It's just the way it works. They can't have all these people, potentially. Like, imagine Empire, an Empire magazine guy got bit by a poisonous snake and died on set because the production were like, we need photos for the whole run because people are going to laugh about the long grass thing. You know what I mean? Like, that was a specific setup day for all the press. That's why there's loads of pictures from the long grass. I get it. It's funny, but that's just how it works, man. Like, I think they've obviously realized that these other pictures are great, but that long grass one, I think out of the 4 pictures, I think that long grass one with the 3 characters is my favorite, purely because we're seeing 2 characters we haven't seen yet on screen.
Yeah,
we're finally seeing what Rupert Friend looks like I didn't know Rupert Friend was going to the island.
Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah,
that's cool. It's like a Dodgson Lost World novel type nod.
Please give him a cool death scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely getting
munched.
Getting jumped.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll have a death similar to doesn't he get bitten by compies and then wait, how does he die in the novel?
No, he gets put
You're
in
thinking
the
of
Rex
Hammond.
nest. Like he gets, I think he gets dropped off in like either a Rex nest or a Pteranodon nest. I forget which one because I'm getting mixed up, but he gets dropped into a nest and gets ripped apart.
Hammond is compies and then he tumbles down a hill.
No, in the plot novel, but in the Lost World novel, there's a scene. Is it Basilton? It gets slowly like the poison from the compy bite slowly starts like fading him away.
No, that's Hammond. You're thinking Hammond again.
Are you sure that doesn't something like that? Some death like that doesn't happen in the Lost World though.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the commenters laugh at all of us.
I reread the Lost World recently, and like the thing that sticks in my head is like riding the bike through the jungle, and like getting too close to the T-Rex, and I don't know. So like I don't know whose death we're thinking of, but Hammond definitely can't be.
Hammond gets killed. I swear somebody in the Lost World novel gets like they get bitten or something by compies, or maybe it's not compies, but they slowly start fading away and they have no energy left to like escape in the jungle.
I think so.
It's been a long time since I've read this novel. I might be mixing memories. But anyway, let's talk about these images. The first image that dropped was the 3 of them in the swamp, right?
The one that's my favorite is Jonathan Bailey and Bashir Sylvain and ScarJo wading through the deep swamp. with and ScarJo's kind of towing a case behind her. The colors in that image are so The Lost World and Jurassic Park, and I mean, you know, preface that we always give, nothing against Jurassic World movies, but like we weren't wading through swamps in any of those, and so
Dominion.
like,
Dominion.
were we wading through something?
I mean, the closest thing was
when she was
Claire in
hiding.
the pond with the Therizinosaurus.
Oh, Claire in the pond. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
just like, it seems like
I know,
we're
I get you.
my question when I saw that image was like, why are we willingly trekking through here? Like, it's obvious that like we have to, because we have to get somewhere. And so that's really interesting to me. And I love that Bashir Sylvain is going to feature so prominently with the team, seems like, and like also Jonathan Bailey, who was described in the article as like paleontologist who is good on paleontology digs but not great on missions. he's
a bit out of his depth here, which is
he's just out of his depth, pun intended. Like he's because he's shoulder deep in there. So I thought that image was great. So
it's a really nice image, and as you said about the colors, if you look at original 35mm prints of Jurassic Park, it's so warm. The skin tones are orange. It's like super warm movie, warm jungle, and that's what we're seeing here. Obviously, these are still images; they're not screenshots from the movie, but I'm really hoping that the movie does end up in a nice warm tone like this when it calls for it.
yeah,
because it really needs that. Yeah, it's a
next image.
It's a great image. The next image, ScarJo. The next image has been heavily edited.
Yeah,
Controversial.
Which is just funny because it's like I understand the need to, maybe they move Jonathan Bailey slightly closer to ScarJo to get them in the frame. Maybe I don't know, but the container case, if you look at the bottom, the orange buckle on it.
Oh yeah.
It's completely glitched out.
Yeah.
That's
don't know.
interesting you said that about maybe making them closer together. Like, do we know what the aspect ratio is for this movie yet? Like, is it the wide, like 2.35 or whatever, or is it like the 1.85?
I think it'll be 2.35 or 2.39 to 1 because it's being shot film and on those anamorphic lenses. Yeah, which
okay. That might be why then.
Squishing down. But I don't think these are screenshots. I think these are still images taken from a still camera. I think all of them are. I don't think we've seen anything that's actually from the film yet, if that makes sense.
It's like, just you said stills from a camera, which made me think of how the photographer of these images, and not sure I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but it's Jazin Boland. He posted on Instagram about how he was also shoulder deep in that swamp and like shoulder deep in the long grass to take these photos. So
cool, man. Yeah, I love that. So obviously the container case that ScarJo was pulling in the swamp is here, dry. And we've presumed that they're on the boat here because the sort of like window porthole thing is the same size as one of the boats that we saw filming in Malta. So this is obviously as they're heading to the mission, everything's nice and clean.
Everything's nice and clean.
If anyone has gone to the Jurassic World exhibition as well, so when you first get on, you're in like the boat, the ferry, and all the windows look similar to like the window in that shot as well. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Window spoiler.
Yeah.
It's exciting, but I am amazed that loads of people approved this image for publishing when it has this glitch down at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's just poor show. That's just
when I first saw it, I was like, Jonathan Bailey looks kind of big and also looks like he's like looking above Scarlett Johansson. And
if you go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, so it just seemed kind of weird, but like I didn't even notice the like glitch, and then it was pointed out. So yeah.
I have a feeling he was slightly further away, and if you look at the way that the container is glitching, you can almost see like it looks like that side of the container was closer to camera that's been cut in to the other one. So it's almost like they've moved Jonathan Bailey closer, and it was a shot of Jonathan Bailey that was like he was closer to the camera, if that makes sense. They've blended it to one image, which is maybe, yeah, I don't. What would the reason be? Maybe there's something in the middle that was a bit of a spoiler, or maybe it was purely like, oh, it's a better shot if we combine these two stills together and just overlooked the sort of corner of the case down there.
Yeah.
They were faxed and it just had transcription errors, as Michael Crichton would say in his classic book Timeline about medieval history and time travel. Anyway, it's a plug. I don't know why.
Jonathan Bailey is holding a small little parachute thing, and the strings of that parachute kind of go right to where the glitch is. Sort of. So I don't know if that is connected to it also.
So you're saying Billy's in the movie?
He just is always attached to a parachute, that guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're cutting out a dinosaur, like a stand-in for a dinosaur, and they haven't animated it yet. So
I was going to say, maybe there's like a Dinotopia type dinosaur study helping them analyze this information.
Yeah, just having a discussion with them.
Right? Yeah,
so cute.
Cut the dinosaur librarian out. Was it librarian? Was it,
yeah.
I think it was Zippo. Was his name? Something like
Zippo.
That. Yeah, Zippo.
They cut Zippo out.
They rescued Zippo from the temple, and it's now helping them on the boat.
Yeah. We under the container case, we can see a map, which we're going to presume is a map of the island, the new island that we're going to. And yeah, aside from that, I don't really know.
One of the interesting lines in the article was Gareth saying that the movie is basically a survival movie across this island, so singular. So it's kind of interesting.
And then the way David Koepp has talked about a bottle, like having bottle, like losing my words here.
Using a bottleneck for the plot.
The restriction of the location and a handful of characters. Yeah, it makes sense that we're spending most of the time on one island. Anyway, the next image is the long grass image we were talking about. We see a Rupert Friend, who's Martin Krebs.
Yes.
Pharmaceutical representative who joins the expedition, which is interesting, wearing a office shirt.
He's wearing like a silk suit shirt.
Yeah.
And it's sufficiently covered in dirt. So
yeah, they've been on a trek here. Now we have no idea for like when this might take place. Maybe they go through this long grass early on in the movie. Maybe they go through it again later on in the movie. But based on later on in the movie, that screenshot, or that image, should I say, from Vanity Fair said it was scene 116, which we're going to assume is later on in the movie. So I don't know when this takes place, but yeah, the three of them are smiling, looking up. They look very happy at whatever it is there.
Yeah, Bashir Sylvain almost looks like he's laughing.
Yeah. Truly.
They're like kids seeing a dinosaur. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
They're really happy.
But yeah, unless it's something else, like maybe they're looking at the temple or something. Wow! Oh my god, a temple! It does. You do get the sense this is that awe and wonder of seeing a dinosaur, maybe for the first time. We know that all the dinosaurs in this movie across the world have either died out or relocated to warmer climates. So maybe three of them have been seeing dinosaurs pass for a while, or seeing sick dinosaurs, and now they're seeing one that's thriving. Maybe like they're super happy because it's like it's fine.
Life found a way.
Life found a way. Exactly. It's a cool image though. Long grass, mist in the background. Yeah, they all seem good.
Very clean.
These locations are Thailand. I think Jurassic should film in Thailand again if the opportunity presents itself.
So. Yeah, it does. It does seem very appropriate, right? But let's talk about that fourth image, because we're back to ScarJo. We're back to the container. container is really making an appearance now. This container.
Yeah.
She's carrying it. She's running. She looks like she's running. This looks like, I'm going to assume this is also quite later on in the movie. She's quite dirty at this point. And we get a first look at a vehicle. This is the images have leaked of this vehicle before, but it looks like O2, number 2 of this vehicle. The lights shining down the road, and it's got that classic kind of square-bodied InGen design going for it. And based on the leaked images, this vehicle looks pretty damn cool.
Yeah,
really cool image.
It looks like from the Jurassic Park arcade games.
Really does.
Yeah, it's really cool.
But what do we think about this image?
It reminded me like immediately of a still or an image we got for Jurassic World back in like 2014 or 2015. Which is a weird thing to say, I understand. But like there was that image of it's somewhere around the Raptors and motorcycle scene where the headlights of the four-wheeler are shining very brightly and Owen's there on his motorcycle or whatever. It just reminded me of that a little bit. But also a completely different thing because the vehicle is like red, very Jurassic colors and Jurassic Park colors, and it's a completely different thing. The other thing is when ScarJo posted that jungle shot with the tire tracks on her secret Instagram account, like this looks like that same spot. So
yeah, I was thinking that too. She posted like it wasn't a shot of the vehicle; it was just the tire tracks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
People have assumed that she's running like from something because if she was in the vehicle, she could just continue driving, or maybe she's pulled the vehicle up to the dock and she needs to run to that dock now. But whatever it is, one thing that caught me out, I mean, I know these images have been edited, and from that second shot, we know that there was an edit made. But if you look in the top right of the image, it's either just a distortion or like part of the tree line, but it looks like something
swinging
like
or some shit.
Black is swinging or like is there, or maybe it's just another edit, but it looks like something was crossing the screen at that time based on the way the bokeh has like distorted. You see what I mean? It's like a black line is coming across the frame. And I just kept thinking of what if this new mutant dino thing is like swinging its arms, or I don't know. Like, what do we think that could be? Unless it's nothing, it could be like a vine.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, but if it was that something chasing her, I don't think that would be the expression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, she just seems pretty concentrated, doesn't she?
Yeah, but like,
I got the impression that there was like something in the road and she had to like stop and get out and pick it up or something, because she's kind of like looking down. But
yeah, well, she's definitely in motion, whatever it is. But then, if she was just getting out with the intention of getting back in the car, she wouldn't take the container with her.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So maybe something blocked the road, and she was like, "I gotta." It's like,
maybe something was blocking it. Yeah.
I'm just wondering about the vehicle itself. Like, I wonder if it's a vehicle that they brought with them, or if it's one that was left behind on the island that they're just kind of using to get around, that they were able to jump start it or, get it going or whatever.
They found a battery.
Hey, you remember when we worked on Grandpa's old truck or whatever they say?
Yeah,
exactly. Well, I'm sure they have better tools to actually make that believable compared to the kids who just use their ingenuity.
Yeah. Convenience. Well, from the leaked images, we know that there's at least 3 of these vehicles that exist. They're all numbered, like the original Jurassic vehicles were numbered. For a long time, because of the T-Rex icon that was on the vehicle too, I thought that this was one of the Jurassic Parks that hadn't been set up fully, wasn't operational, obviously closed down after the main incident. Maybe this is an abandoned Jurassic Park 2 somewhere else. But whatever
Jurassic
it
Park
is,
2?
like,
You mean The Lost World?
I still remember when it was a few years ago now, the official Jurassic World account on not the Lost World's release date, but on the premiere date, posted about how Jurassic Park 2 it's his birthday, and they called it Jurassic Park 2, and I was like, who the fuck? Who the hell is running this shit? Anyway, yeah, no, the vehicle looks great. It seems like it was already on the island, but it depends if there was already a team of people still working on the island, because you like that was a whole point of contention in Jurassic World, was the vehicle would be completely seized up. Like the engine would have seized by that point, being abandoned, but apparently a battery would get that vehicle going.
I mean, maybe they made special electric cars, on Engine's islands that, were ahead of their time, and they have a special, like, actually, you know what? That reminds me, there's a line of dialogue from Hammond in Trespasser. Oh, this could be Sorna then. Where he says, like, the dinosaurs wore battery collars, and, like, they would, like, wear, like, iron. Like, it would just, like, take a long time to, I guess, disintegrate or whatever. So I don't know.
In Jurassic Park, Hammond is like, Robert, would you be so kind as to take a gas-powered jeep and rescue my grandchildren? And so it's gas-powered, I guess, but
yeah probably is.
Maybe
they brought some gas with them.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that there's already a team of people on the island, that maybe something happened. This is just I don't know anything about the story, but maybe something happened on the island very recently, and when ScarJo's team arrives there's only one or two like staff members left, and they obviously have operational vehicles, but there has been a team on this island all this time keeping the vehicles operational, using the vehicles for certain things. I don't know, it really depends.
The T-Rex logo on the side is what makes it interesting, because like I don't know if they would have a reason to. I mean, maybe they would have a reason to bring a vehicle with them that had a T-Rex logo on it. Maybe they do.
This is weird.
Because like if it's because we were talking about the logo on the case and it's DMC or OMC or whatever, and if that means Dinosaur Medicine Corp or whatever, maybe their equipment has dinosaur logos on it. But
that's the exact same logo that they use for Park and World, right?
Yeah.
So that would be weird unless they worked with InGen again.
It does seem like an InGen tied logo for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the InGen logo is on the vehicle.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's very... you get the impression, whatever it is, it was connected to the original park in some way. There's been some analysis done on the vehicle. I think Alex figured out that leaf springs were removed from the Wranglers in like the late 90s. So, and there's leaf springs on this vehicle. So whatever this vehicle, although this vehicle does not appear to be a Wrangler base, we presume for a long time it was a Jeep Wrangler base that they've heavily modified. Like the Lost World, most of the Lost World vehicles were Jeep Wranglers, and they pretty much ripped the body kit and put their own body kit on those vehicles, like Ludlow's vehicle and things like that, which is really cool, very customized.
Yeah.
Hey, that's custom.
This vehicle is also heavily customized. Even the interior dash appears to be custom, which is interesting. So trying to figure out the base of the vehicle has been hard to know, because I thought that would help us date it. If we knew, it's a Jeep Gladiator. I don't think they made a Gladiator until like the 2010s. So
yeah, Gladiator hasn't been around long at all. So.
No. There was Dominion as well that it was featured in, so it would make sense if that was the base. But either way, there's a general consensus, I think, that the vehicle is from InGen mid-90s, something like that. But I'm not saying
so. Left Behind, then, yeah.
Left Behind, or the team never left the island, and they've always been there.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense with the whole secret that's been hidden for decades. Like someone had to be there to hide it. So
yeah. So what do we think this secret is?
It's a secret in and out.
Yeah, inside the temple.
Inside this temple.
It's amazing.
They kept something.
The Rizlo.
Oh god.
An invisible raptor.
I'd take it.
Oh god.
Has anybody seen? Is the Invisible Raptor out? Has anybody seen that?
I think so.
I don't know how to watch it here. I don't know.
I haven't watched it yet, but I know that Vanessa Lee Chester makes an awesome cameo in it.
Yeah,
so.
That's awesome. I wonder if she gymnastic kicks The invisible raptor. I don't know.
Totally
They
bad.
were-
Missed opportunity
She
on
was
that one.
she was at the premiere of that movie, and they were asking her about that. They were like, "You have experience with dinosaurs in the Lost World Jurassic Park, and you gymnastic kicked a dinosaur out a window and all this stuff." One of the best scenes in the Jurassic franchise, in case anyone was wondering.
I think it's true that it's the only time a human actually is shown killing a dinosaur until I think maybe Jurassic World or something.
I think
Oh,
you're
wow.
right. It's the only. It's also it's the only time we've seen like a dinosaur. It got impaled on a very large,
Yeah,
sharp
Spike.
pole. Spike. Yeah, pretty gruesome. You see
because
it
the
like.
because the next time you see that is the Indoraptor when it falls on the Triceratops and it gets impaled.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll call that a Triceratops. We'll just call it that.
Ish.
Because anyway,
So somebody that knows more about Empire. No, wait. Entertainment Weekly. This preview 2025 is about 2025 movies, right? It's not their preview of something they're doing in 2025, right? This is
I would assume so.
this means like 2025 movies.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. Now, for a second, I was thinking it was Empire, and I was like, oh, they've got a 2025 issue coming out. Do we know if this is so? Because basically, it was a few days before this came out. Entertainment Weekly were like, over the next few weeks, we have unveils, we have exclusives for a bunch of movies, and then the Jurassic World one dropped almost immediately.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, do we think that this is the last thing we're gonna get this year?
I don't
think
know.
so.
But
Aw.
I think it's likely. We're recording this on December 20th.
21st for
20
Australians.
yeah, Jaden's in the future.
You're in the future.
So I mean, and the reason I say that is because this weekend and or next weekend are kind of big broadcasting opportunities with the holidays and everything. So like maybe, and Universal is going to be a part of Sunday Night Football on Sunday, so maybe there. But I still think Super Bowl.
And the Superman trailer dropped.
Yeah, Superman trailer dropped. So like that's kind of like past, and so like it's not like people are anticipating that anymore. Now they're anticipating other things. So
And Superman comes out a week before Jurassic World, right?
a week after, I think.
week after, yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh,
comes
okay,
out on the
alright,
10th, and Rebirth comes out on the 2nd.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the Superman fans are trying to boycott Rebirth to delay it.
People are weird, man.
Yeah.
Listen, Superman looks great, but like I think Jurassic World Rebirth is gonna be at the very minimum a worthy competitor at the box office. So
No Henry Cavill, no party for me.
I'm someone who thinks that most of those DCU movies are like trash. So
Oh yeah, no, man,
like
I don't.
the bar is low.
But the super dog, though, whatever it's called, oh my god.
We
Hey,
have Scarlett
Robert,
Johansson as our superhero, so
yes, Robert Pattinson, the best DC movie in like the last decade. But anyway, Scarlett Johansson, yes.
I there's a part of me that still thinks a teaser will come this year.
yeah.
But just knowing Universal and knowing that it doesn't need to come this year, I think the Super Bowl, that we've said that assumption for a while. I really do think the Super Bowl is the best way to drop a trailer for this movie. But I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I want the trailer to be like that 28 Years Later trailer, where it shows you a lot, but it doesn't tell you a lot. You don't know anything about the story in that movie. And I want it to be the same for Rebirth. I want to get a good look at it, but I don't want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I want to figure that out when I'm watching the movie, you know? That would be great. But based on all the previous trailers, based on the way movies are marketed these days, we're going to get completely spoiled in the trailers. So
I hope they take the approach that they're taking with these images and don't show us that much. Like, make 2 minutes out of the 2.5 minute trailer in the long grass.
Yeah. You know what ends up happening though? Like they'll not show anything for a long time, but then like the week or two before the movie comes out, that's when they'll give away everything. Like they've been
I
doing
mean,
that
like
a lot with
first
movies.
90 minutes available to watch online.
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
90
that
minutes.
too.
Movie's like 95 minutes long.
Exclusive sneak
There's
preview.
a question. Like, how long do we think this movie's going to be? Is it going to be the standard Jurassic length, like 2 hours and 10 or 2
Do you
hours
want me
and
to
8?
tell you?
Or...
G-Dog makes long movies, right?
Well, yeah, I hope it's longer than the standard Jurassic by a little bit, but
yeah, but not in a way that feels dry. I think 2 hours is a really, like 90 minutes can be a really good movie length if it's written
Jurassic
well.
Park 3.
1 hour and 32 minutes to the dot.
But
A perfect movie.
I think 2 hours is like a really solid length for a movie of this caliber as well, like an adventure movie kind of thing. You don't want it to feel rushed, but some movies just work at 90 minutes. I've nothing against a 90-minute movie.
Well, I think it depends on how much is in the script then. Like, what Koepp or Keppy provided.
Yeah, it's stuck now.
No.
It's stuck.
No,
It's
no,
stuck now.
Hey, you started this.
That was yours.
You started
Yeah.
this.
It's stuck now. It's too late. It's
Yep.
already in motion.
God, it's terrible.
Gareth described the movie as like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but like he made it seem like it was like intense, pretty nonstop from beginning to end. Like he said, like all the way up till the end. So
he says once it starts, it doesn't stop till the end.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Yeah.
hoping it doesn't stop at any point. But yeah, no,
It's a miniseries.
pacing wise, I think that makes sense. But like Gareth likes to drag things out, not in a bad way. It's just he's really good with tension building. You think of Godzilla and the scenes that they're just like really slow and quiet. They're slowly building to something, but it takes a while to get there. And that's something that in the world movies I felt wasn't handled too well. Just the pacing of it sometimes was a bit like, well, we're cutting away from that really fast. I hope that like this swamp scene, for example, you can imagine that's going to go on for a bit. And they're wading through and it's a kind of tension. Maybe they're trying to get past something.
Poisonous snakes.
Poisonous snakes, or poisonous spiders. Even Gareth said in that interview.
Oh God, like no.
That's so crazy.
Or
Why?
a sleeping giant.
Why did it have to be snakes?
No.
I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the spiders, man.
Yeah, no,
Nope.
me neither.
Oh, there was a
Snakes,
massive
whatever.
spider yesterday in my backyard. It was like this big.
No, get out of there.
I'd leave Australia. I would seriously.
That's
Have you? Was it a huntsman?
No, it was a daddy longleg, a dirty longleg. I don't know, whatever you call them. It wasn't a huntsman. It was like one of those little fucking skinny ones.
Little.
Have
he
you
says.
ever had a huntsman in your?
Oh yeah. Heaps. I've had funnel webs in my house as well.
And you're still here. You're on this podcast telling the tale. How did that happen?
Yeah,
Would
Those,
you just spray them? Do you just spray? Do you get them out?
it's illegal to kill funnel webs because we use their anti venom. So you have to catch it and then send it to a zoo or something.
So they expect all you Aussies to just be like expert spider catchers.
Oh yeah, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is get a tub and then put the lid. And boom, that's it. That's all you gotta do.
They should have hired you in Thailand, Jaden.
Spider wrangler, Jaden. Did you seriously? How did you deal with a funnel web spider?
Well, you just like let it do its own thing, and then you just, it's illegal to kill them. You can get a fine.
What about huntsmen? Can you kill them?
Yeah, you can, but there's no reason to because they get rid of the like mozzies and shit like that. They're pretty chill.
How do you get rid of it? How could you?
Yeah, no, I don't, they're too big for me. I don't handle. I let it go. I'm like, nah.
I just imagine it's like the mist where they lay eggs in people and then they come out and everything.
Yeah.
Like that's just no. That's my big fear.
It's illegal to
spiders.
kill like brown snakes and red bellies here as well, unless you own land like a farm. You can kill them, but yeah.
So you know in the Lost World, when Dieter dies at the jaws of the compies.
Yeah.
When there's that moment when the compies are like dropping into that little puddle and there's like little splashes.
Yeah.
Like that's something up with the spiders and the snakes in Thailand.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but Jaden, if there was a huntsman in your house, just in the corner of a room,
Yeah,
chilling, like, what would you do?
I would leave it because they're too big. Like they do freak me out. But
Yeah,
funnily,
but
They
what
are
you
big,
just leave it,
yeah.
like
Oh
you'd
my
be like,
gosh.
"What's up, buddy?" and just like let it chill up there, or would
He
you
just stares at you all night,
do you just
waiting
close that room and like that room can no longer be visited, kind of thing?
ever.
yeah, it just depends. Like
Would you
sometimes,
get it removed? Would you call someone?
yeah, I probably would. I probably would call like my brother or my brother-in-law or some shit like that to get it done. But yeah, no, it's too like
I've seen too many scary ass videos of somebody trying to remove a huntsman.
yeah, no, it's happened. Like yeah, it's
Eesh.
happened to us. Like
Yeah,
it jumps out. It like jumps at the container,
Yeah,
tries to get
yeah.
you. You're like nah, and then you like throw the
There's that one.
yeah, no,
There's that
can't do it.
one of a guy wearing like an American football helmet, and he like has a container, and he's going up to the spider on the wall, and it jumps past the container through the helmet.
Yeah.
I couldn't do
Ugh.
it. I couldn't live in
No.
Australia, man. How do you do? Oh,
Jaden
God.
lives among the wild creatures.
The creepy crawlies.
It's
Do you think
basically
there's any?
Jurassic World.
Are there any behind you, Jaden?
Actually, no. Luckily, there hasn't been anything in here, which is good, because then I wouldn't be here.
They could have crawled in those super colossal dinosaur. It could have crawled
Oh,
inside
God.
there.
Yeah, and you
Whole
would never.
family in there.
Oh, don't say that now.
Because
I
those
could not
those
deal with that.
super colossal boys can eat smaller toys, and then they come out of its stomach or whatever. So
That's somewhat of a rebirth, right?
yeah,
Oh, God. No.
That is terrifying. I mean, I think that's why I love the John Sayles trapdoor raptor idea, because trapdoor spiders, like, I very clearly cannot deal with spiders, right? Anything else, I don't care about insects, snakes, anything, but just spiders. But the like watching videos of trapdoor spiders and how they work, and then seeing that translated in a screenplay to trapdoor raptors, I'm like, that is the ultimate terrifying killing machine. That is such a terror, being dragged into its nest as well. Where it like, oh God, I think that's why that idea worked so well. I wonder if this island that we're going to, the dinosaurs we know and love have evolved in different ways. Like maybe the raptors there, maybe the trapdoor raptor thing has come back. Imagine that. That could be cool.
that's why they teased us with the spiders here. They were trying to tell us.
Yeah.
Crap.
Oh, it's horrible.
That would be really cool though if they had all sort of gained unique adaptations that they needed on this island. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, especially knowing that there is something else on this island that's supposedly a little crazy. So, I mean, do we any more thoughts on these images, or do we want to discuss the mutated freak dino?
Go ahead.
I don't know. I was just looking at him and saying, is there anything else we can really touch on? Because the last time we broke down one image for like over an hour, and now we have four, and it's just like we kind of covered everything.
I just overall very positive vibes from these images.
Yeah.
Everything looks great.
I have a conversation a lot with people about like what genre Jurassic is, whether it's science fiction or adventure or horror or monster movie, whatever you want to call it. But like these images feel very science fiction to me, like overall, like the wading through the swamp with a case behind us and all that kind of thing. They felt science fiction. Those were the two words I'll come away with, I guess. But
modern sci-fi, I guess.
Yeah. There's always been a mixed genre, though, hasn't it? But
yeah,
I think
totally,
science fiction is the predominant section that it should go in. Like, if I was working at a video store, which I used to, I think Jurassic was either in action or sci-fi. I think it would like flip-flop, like different one. Like the sequels, sometimes they would be put in science fiction instead of action. It just kind of depended.
Well, even on some streaming websites, it has that as well. Like you have action, it has Jurassic World, and then sci-fi, it's more the Jurassic Park ones. So,
yeah.
I mean,
I think sci-fi, saying that sci-fi is the sort of predominant genre makes sense because it is about that kind of concept. I think then, is adventure a genre? Like
action adventure, yeah.
action adventure, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it's definitely that too. I would say, I would always say horror. There's definitely horror elements in there.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping we
R
set this up.
rated.
Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, it's
Not for sure.
definitely giving off sciencey kind of vibes. So something that Kathleen Kennedy and Stan Winston said back in the day after Jurassic Park 3 when they were trying to figure out the fourth movie was we're trying to find a screenplay that balances the sci-fi with the adventure. It was always something that they
Oh yeah, I remember that.
had struggled with, but I remember that quote because it was the only time we heard about JP4 for such a long time. And I'm hoping that they've, with David Koepp back in the writer's seat, that they found it. They found that balance between science fiction. This whole movie sounds like it's got a big element of science going
Well,
on in it.
we can't disobey David Koepp's Jurassic commandments, or
My
we will
goodness.
be punished.
The Kepi
So-
commandments.
Oh my God.
We will be. What's the punishment if you disobey David Koepp's Jurassic commandments? Do you get eaten by a dinosaur?
I just
that
get
what
sent to
happens?
hell, I think, right?
You have to rewatch season 4 and 5 of Camp Cretaceous.
Oh my God. That's something I think we can all not wish for.
When I was making the thumbnail for the David Koepp commandments video, I was trying to find an image. I found an image of Moses with the 10 Commandments. I was trying to get David Koepp's head on there,
Yeah.
and like other stuff. I was like, this is not working. This looks terrible. But
Yes, the
When you were
Kepi
trying to-
commandments.
The Kepi
When you were trying to write
commandments.
write the description for the podcast, I was like looking up summaries of Ten Commandments movies, and they were all about like he came up in Egypt and he did this and he did this, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh okay.
I just think of History of the World Part 1's version of the Ten Commandments every time I think of it now, where like they have the commandments and they drop one. It's like, oh, now we just have 10 commandments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The nine
David
no
Koepp,
Brooks.
David Koepp has 9, but he only shared 3, so maybe he lost the other 6, and he was like, I can only remember 3. But
God's gonna be pissed. No, he. That was a really good interview. If anyone hasn't listened to that, check it out. It's on the playlist, I think, .net. David Koepp for the first time talking about Rebirth, and he's really excited by it. He's very pumped for the movie. You guys discussed this in the last podcast, but
Yeah.
I really loved hearing from him. We've been waiting to hear from David Koepp for quite some time, hearing about his return as well. This gives me a lot of faith, actually. What he said about Spielberg's UFO movie.
UFO, yeah.
UFO, yeah.
Wait, what?
UFO.
Yeah, UAP movie. What he said about the about that and how Spielberg's returning to movies that Spielberg used to make. He was very clear about that, and this is like an old Spielberg movie, and I was like, well, I wonder if Spielberg's having that kind of point in his career where he's looking back and he's seeing how he's morphed and matured over the years, and maybe like Rebirth is also going to benefit from that. Maybe we are getting something that, unlike the Jurassic World movies, because they always talked about it like, well, we're going back to the original Jurassic Park and stuff, but they never came off fully like they were actually. I think Colin just didn't quite grasp what made the first movie so great in the first place. But I think with Koepp back and with Spielberg so heavily involved, maybe they really have, maybe the times really have changed. And in the same way that his UFO movie is apparently going back to those basics of what made Spielberg great in the beginning, Close Encounters, E.T., things like that.
Do you think that's
Yeah.
why, as
Yeah.
well, like it was a good point that you just made about Spielberg with his maturity and stuff like that. But do you think that's why he kind of helped out with Indiana Jones as well, like the game?
The game.
And-
Oh, Jaden, sorry. But did you see the game glitched for someone when they were playing it and it went third person and they were just walking
I saw
around?
you talking about that, but I haven't seen the actual clip or anything
I'll,
like
I'll
that.
send you the clip after.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know where they were. They were on a dock, I think, and they were just controlling Indy in third person. It was all the animation was perfect. They built the whole Indiana Jones body. So when you're in first person, it's not like Trespasser where you look down and it's just boobs and nothing
Yeah.
else. Like
Literally
nothing else
boobs
is
on a
actually
stick.
made. Like it is like the whole Indiana Jones character with animation, like his costume was flying around as he was walking. It's all there. So somebody's commented like maybe there will be a game update and they'll be able to you'll be able to choose third person or first person to play the game.
That'd be really cool. No, but that's
Yeah.
what I was saying. Like when you just said that he's going back and kind of not reliving his best hits, but like doing like cool shit like this, and maybe he has seen like now that gaming media is like so big now, and he wants to be a part of it and kind of give it his chef's kiss. You know what I mean? His own touch on it as well. Because Indiana Jones has been going really well.
I've heard really positive things about
Mm.
that game.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I don't mean to like steer the conversation in a completely different direction, but something I was going to say was Spielberg being involved with that game. He probably had a voice in or the choice of composer for that game. And the score for that game is phenomenal. It sounds like John Williams wrote it.
Who's the
And
composer?
so
You linked it.
Gordy Hobb,
Never heard
who
of
has
him.
also done some of those Star Wars Battlefront and other Star Wars games, I believe.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
But the reason I say that is just listening to this score, and it's awesome that the score like got a release. It's so John Williams in like every way. And part of me, I went on a road trip in the last couple of days, so I was listening to a bunch of scores, and I was like, I hope that Steven Spielberg is aware of Gordy Hobb and hears this music and is like, maybe I want this guy to come compose the music for Rebirth. Because
Or Survival.
or Survival, yeah. And really the reason I say that is just because like he nailed the John Williams style. It's just perfect. It's great.
Unlike
So.
the the Superman trailer, which put it to a guitar riff.
Oh no.
Oh, I liked the guitar.
I don't
but
like that.
I feel
But
like it's
then
just so typical these days for them to do that. It's like, come
I'm
on.
just-
it does
yeah.
give
James Gunn, isn't it?
trailerized music. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not the target demographic for that movie, that's for sure. But yeah, I think you make a really good point. I think the good, like really well received reviews and stuff for the indie game. There's no doubt Amblin's offices and Spielberg are seeing that, and probably having that same conversation with Saber, being like, "You need to do the same. It needs to be as good." And I'm hoping that is the case. I'm hoping Spielberg. Jaden's brought this up before, but I'm hoping Spielberg is just as involved.
Yeah.
In the Jurassic game, ensuring quality, ensuring that it feels like a product of something, like a sequel to the first movie. That's what we want. I don't want it to feel. I want to get to I definitely want to get to Nublar and feel like I'm actually on Nublar.
Yeah.
Not like some, I don't know, weird version of it that doesn't exist in the canon. Yeah, no, it's good.
What
Jaden, have you played the indie game?
No, but now that I have some, free time, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it over the break and shit. I wanna try it out. And my partner's a massive fan of Indiana Jones, so and she loves Tomb Raider and all those other games, so it'll be pretty
Tomb
fun.
Raider's great.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I want to play it too. I think I'm going to wait for the third person update though.
Yeah, the third person update.
Well, that's what you've been
I'm
saying.
hoping-
You really want survival in third person, don't you?
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I just think it's like, I explained this in an Outpost video, but yeah, I get it. It's a survival game, but first person games for me always feel very cramped and very, the field of view is not great because it's first person. I found when I was playing Alien Isolation, it does work as first person. That makes sense for that game. That's fine. But I would always end up scanning the whole room in a really weird way to make sure I haven't missed something, or a cabinet that had some supplies in it. Because when you're just running through as first person, you miss a lot out of the field of view. Third person games have always been my favorite because you've got almost like a back top down view of the character that you're controlling. So you see the wider angle. And I think for Jurassic, I mean, the first survival game that got cancelled was third person. I just like the idea of almost like Grand Theft Autoing it, and having free roam and full control of the character and seeing what's around. And I think with dinosaurs being so big, it's the same reason in 92 when they were filming Jurassic Park, they chose the 185:1 ratio, was because the dinosaurs are quite big and you need some extra vertical space in the frame.
Dinosaurs are big?
Some of them are, yes.
Whoa.
Some of them are. Not to stereotype, but yes, some of them are indeed big.
You're
But I feel
body
like,
shaming dinosaurs. How dare you?
Yeah, well,
yeah, these big fat dinos.
yeah.
But um, the for like a video game sense, I feel like it's almost the same because Maya will be like in the trailer when you see Maya encounter the T-Rex and the camera goes behind Maya, so you get a real sense of the scale. When you're first person, sure, you are going to get a sense of the scale, but I just feel like it'd be better being behind her and being able to see that fully. I don't
I
know.
totally
Maybe
agree.
it's just-
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that would be perfect for it. It just gets
And
me excited.
the Turok game is third person.
Mm,
I mean,
Turok.
excited for Turok.
Yeah,
It's
but is
got
the
that-
Turok game multiplayer too? Like that might be why.
Ooh, yeah, I think
Is it? I actually
what?
didn't watch the trailer. I just saw the
I don't want to get anything wrong, but I
I
think I
think
did say it was. I think I did see somewhere that it was co-op, but
Hmm.
I don't
I
want to.
think
Don't quote me on that.
the Turok promotion and release had a tiny bit to do with no other Jurassic game or trailer or anything being announced.
That millisecond of
As
savoring
silly as that kind of is, I think Universal is kind of like we have this dinosaur game and we don't want to distract from anything or something. But I don't know.
I didn't realize that Universal owned or have ties to Turok. What's that about?
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I don't
Because that's
know.
why I freaked out when I saw the Universal and
The
Saber
jungle.
logo in the first like millisecond. I was like, Ugh!
Also, do we
yeah,
know anything about the development of that game? Because the trailer was a mix of live action and gameplay in engine capture. They said so. Obviously, it's probably further ahead. Wait, does it have a release date?
it has online co-op. But no, it does. It's no release date yet. But Saber,
Did they
I see you liking
say?
all my comments on all the social media, so you know I see you. I see
Did they
you.
Well, make
say?
sure your next one is about third person.
Yeah,
Yes. Did they say 2025 for Turok or no?
I wouldn't be surprised, but there's no release date yet. It says to be announced. So I would imagine in 2025, but
Based on that
quote me.
trailer being in engine capture, I do get the sense it's a little bit further ahead.
Yeah.
But that might just be the way they chose to market that one.
But it is online co-op, so that's what it says on the Steam page. So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Is there an estimated release?
Nah, it just says to be announced. That's
On the
all it
Steam,
says.
you know how we found out that not Rebirth, Survival's been in development for at least since 2022?
2022, yeah.
Because of the Steam logs?
Let me do some
What's it called?
digging.
Steam. Is there anything about Turok, like when that was first put on there, or when there was some? I wonder if it's been in development longer.
Nah, because it just got added when it got announced. So yeah, everything's still like kind of new. I can't see anything yet with it, like for how long it's been in development for. Nah, I cannot find that.
Okay. But I don't mind either way. For survival, if it comes to it and we are first person like Trespasser, that's fine. But when we get in a vehicle, someone commented on a video somewhere that we'll be disappointed when there's no driving in this game. I was like, there's no way that
Yeah.
Saber would leave out driving of the staff jeep. Like there's just no way. And if they do, they've made a critical error. Because surely that's going to be like when anyone sees a jeep in a game or a vehicle in a game, you just run up to it and try
Especially
and
Saber's track record with driving and stuff like yeah.
Yeah, they literally just have to kind of pick that out of other games and just drop it in.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, hopefully, if and when you get to drive a car, that goes third person, because I think that would be driving as well as another thing. I think is just better in third person, being able to see the vehicle. I don't know. Maybe it's just my preference.
I mean, if you're only looking at the front, there's going to be some unexpected attacks from the side. So.
Yeah.
Like a Trespasser.
Love a bit of Trespasser. That game really needs to. How's Trespassing Petrolia getting on?
Oh, probably stalled indefinitely again. Who knows?
Well, he ported the first mission to VR, so you can play it if you have a headset.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
But who has
Anyway.
one?
Yeah, exactly, man. It's like 3D. It's like a side of gaming that will never fully take off with the general average player.
Yeah.
Speaking of games, I actually played 20 minutes of Evolution 2 the other day.
Wow, that's actually big for you. That's huge.
Really craving to play that game.
Was that your record time on the Jurassic World Jeep course you had built on the island?
No, actually, I went through the Chaos Theory mode because I really have not played Evolution too much. I went to the Chaos Theory mode, 93 Nublar, and started building a park, bred a few Brachios and Parasaurs, and then was like, I need to do things. So
The Chaos Theory mode's good. I like it. I think they need to touch on more of that and make it more.
Yeah, I mean, it was a beautiful game. I was actually quite impressed when I went down to ground level and was just looking around the island and the sun as it was like casting its shadows and stuff. It was actually very.
Well,
I really
I
do
love-
want to play that a bit more.
yeah.
Yeah, I love in that game when a dinosaur is quote unquote born and it goes to the paddock and you just when it's a big dinosaur you just hear the footsteps like
Yeah.
and then it just like walks out. It's pretty cool.
For sure. The one thing I was struggling, I was just trying to figure out like how do you literally just have to. I know Operation Genesis like this, but it's a very old game. But you just have to build paths. People like paths.
Yeah.
Between it's just paths, and it's like miles and miles of walking for the guests to do. I don't know.
People can't walk if there's no path, you know.
Yeah, but I was like, well, I would put the helicopter landing pad right by the waterfall. That's what I did, and then I'd be right, and then you get in a jeep. You get in a staff powered jeep, then you get driven to the visitor center, but you can't do that. You have to do a walking path. And I was like, okay, I know that's normal, but I was like, this isn't realistic. It's from my
Speaking
heart.
of Jurassic World Evolution, now this I know at the start of this year Frontier do a stream called Frontier Unlocked. They did one on the 28th of January this year, and they talk about all their upcoming games and stuff like that. Not sure officially if they're doing one for 2025, but there is rumors that they're gonna do one for 2025. So end of January, maybe we might hear something about Evolution 3.
Yeah.
What do you think that they can realistically do to make that game different?
Not to self-plug or anything like that, but I did a wish list video yesterday. And a lot of people it was a 50-50 response with people saying not like they want something groundbreaking, but they want a significant change to buy it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't see the difference between Evolution 1 and Evolution 2, besides the aquatic fauna and stuff like that. So
But what can be different in a park builder game?
I get my thing is just do Operation Genesis again. Just just do that.
Exactly.
People want baby dinosaurs as well,
Oh,
you can
yeah.
actually have nests and stuff like that, and actually have the stages of baby to juvenile to adult and things like that. So
There's still no river tour, is there?
No, none of those things as well. No hot air balloon ride.
How can we have a Jurassic game with breeding dinosaurs and there's no eggs hatching?
Yeah, exactly. That as well.
Because all the dinosaurs at Jurassic Park are female.
Well,
We've
I think
engineered
they're
them
just producing them in a lab and then releasing them.
Yeah,
So
because I was
It
the
is
big
funny
thing.
when they're like, it takes 2 seconds to breed a dinosaur. It comes out and it's fully sized.
Yeah. Because that was
Hey.
my thing with it as well. When the Camp Cretaceous bundles came out, they didn't do Baby Bumpy. It was just the adult.
Oh yeah.
And they would have made a shit ton of money if they had Baby Bumpy.
Yeah, I feel like that has. Although I saw a few comments saying that they say Frontier have always said they'll never do baby dinosaurs or something in a game, and I feel like that's shooting themselves in the foot a bit because
Yeah.
the evolution of the dinosaur life cycle is something that is very. Surely they just need. To
I
build
mean,
that.
back in the day when I used to play Zoo Tycoon on a PC,
Nice.
one of the you build your zoo, and in Zoo Tycoon they got to a point where you could have dinosaurs too. And one of the most fun things about that game was when they would the subject obviously, but when they would reproduce, there would be baby T-Rexes running around and baby woolly mammoths, and like
Yeah.
they'd just be running around your zoo, and it was awesome. So
That's the thing. I think it would be cool. And having a game mode where it's like you're trying to restrict that in the park or something, but they keep breeding, and maybe, I don't know, that could be funny. I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be quite a big change, or else it really will just feel like how Evolution 2 felt. Just should have been a DLC in a way.
Yeah,
You know,
realistically.
to the first game, because the first game was great, and really wasn't long between the two games. The other thing I saw a few comments of, but this is primarily what I had issue with, is the fact that in Operation Genesis you had access to the entire island,
Mm.
and you could choose
Yeah.
your borders, and you could modify the island completely in like the God mode, and you could see the whole island. In the Evolution games, you're so restricted in where you can and can't go on the island that you don't get to see the whole island. And I think building a Evolution 3, if they really are doing one, there needs to be the game world needs to be much, much larger. And because you look at games like City Skylines or something, and the maps can be miles and miles long, where you can build a city on one side and a city on the other side, and all the infrastructure in between. And I feel like, this isn't quite the same game, but you are building a park, you're building where loads of people visit, Sims, and loads of dinosaurs and stuff. It should just, I don't know, surely you want to like recreate Jurassic Park the way it was in the first movie, where the tour is at one section of the island and everything else is somewhere else, and it's a long drive, and there's a gates here, and I don't know. I think that needs to happen. But that's just
I get you. No, there's a lot of people want a lot of they want to see significant change with the new game to make it feel like a new game. So
You can feel like it's worth buying
Yeah.
again for
Yeah.
the full price.
especially like when you add the DLCs and stuff like that onto Jurassic, like when at the start of the middle of the year, like Jurassic World Evolution 2, to get all the DLCs and the game, it was like almost like $200.
yeah.
So like it has to be somewhat worth. But yeah. But that's the
And
only gaming. That's the only gaming news I have.
Well, do you think it will? Last question, but do you think it will tie into Rebirth?
Yeah, I think so.
Site
think
C. Or
Yeah, well,
wherever.
that's I kind of had not an epiphany. It was from Muzz actually.
An apostrophe.
You know Muzz on Twitter. I forget his
Yeah.
full name because I call him Muzz. But he said that it would be cool if like Claire Deering and Jeff Goldblum kind of like hand the torch in Jurassic World Evolution 3 to Jonathan Bailey and ScarJo. And maybe that's why it's taking so long, because maybe they're doing voices for the game. I don't know.
Maybe that's why Goldblum was in the UK, a few
Yeah,
months
well,
ago.
Doing things with
Ooh,
doing a project
ScarJo.
with ScarJo, yeah.
Oh my
Ooh.
god!
Yeah,
Wow.
maybe it's not the movie, but
Holy-
it's the game. Yeah.
So
Could be,
also, if Frontier does that live stream or whatever you were talking about at the end
Yeah.
of January, that's like 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. So
Ooh.
Oh my god. Wow, did we just come up with like a new theory that I'm gonna spend the most of my days talking about in the chat for the next few weeks?
And we'll all be
Yes, we
proven
did.
wrong in a few months.
Wow.
Jaden, there's something crawling up your wall behind you.
Stop.
Why'd I look in the freaking camera, mate?
Let me see.
I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. Could you imagine big huntsman spider? Oh.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't have to imagine it.
Yeah, I don't.
that would be like, to me, that would be kind of cool if like spiders or snakes were a threat in a Jurassic movie, because it's just like a natural thing that would happen. That'd be kind of
or
cool.
the prehistoric versions of those
Exactly,
that they cloned. Yeah.
Like in King Kong.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
the insect,
like old Jurassic Park stuff. There was like
the-
big dragonflies or whatever, right?
Well, isn't
Yeah.
Thailand like they have like reticulated pythons and shit? Imagine they had like a titan ball in
Yeah.
that swamp. That would be freaking sick.
the insect and spider scenes in King Kong. Oh
Yes,
my gosh.
the worst.
Yeah. So good. The way Gareth talked about the swamp, he was like, we didn't tell the actors, but when we were on scouting, there was all these poisonous things. I can talk about it now because we're done.
Yeah.
Sure. Nice. Caleb.
Yes.
Here.
Talk to me about composers. Who's composing Rebirth? Because you've got you know.
Well, I don't know, but
Oh, he knows.
so I
He's
was
winking.
I was talking to my friend Yaroslav today,
Okay.
and he loves David Arnold, who was the composer for Godzilla, 90s Godzilla, and lots of other things. I told Yaros that David Arnold composed the last James Bond score that I actually enjoy. So, which was the first Daniel Craig Casino Royale.
Yeah.
But he's just so David Arnold. That's a name that I want to enter into the conversation, add to the list. He hasn't been working a lot recently. Kind of like Don Davis, hasn't done too much lately. But
Saving
and
himself.
so like those are
For the comeback.
Yaros and I are talking, like, those are two composers that we would love to, like, come out of retirement and do some more stuff, because, like, they write great they write great orchestral music, and their styles would, I mean, Don Davis, obviously he's done a Jurassic already, but David Arnold, his style would fit Jurassic really well. When he did that Bond score, like, it was just perfect. Like, he just came on and it was just perfect. Like,
All of his Bond
it's
scores
classic.
are amazing.
Yeah.
What an interesting. Yeah, I'm just looking through his filmography. What an interesting list. You got Independence Day.
Yeah. Oh,
Classic.
yeah. I was gonna say that Independence Day. That's a great score. So,
and Stargate.
98 Godzilla.
Yeah.
Did he do Stargate? Oh, he did do Stargate. Yeah. Interesting. Godzilla did The World Is Not Enough. Great movie.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan is my Bond.
Yes. Yeah, I think for me too in the end.
Hey, Sam Neill is my James Bond.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, there's test footage of that. Yeah, where he auditioned.
He does work as Bond.
He would have been perfect. He would have been so good.
Who was it they went with in the end? What run of it was he auditioning for? Who got the Bond that time? Was it Pierce Brosnan?
No, I think it was the guy before him.
Oh, it might have been the guy before. Yeah,
I forget his name, but yeah.
I bought Sam Neill's wine for my mum for Christmas.
You got 2 paddocks.
Yeah.
2 paddocks.
Is it good?
I know. I legit got it last night.
I've had 2 paddocks. It's good.
It's good.
I
don't like wine.
I'm not really.
I'll take it.
I don't really drink that often anymore, but wine is good, and
pair it with a big fat steak and maybe a fried
a brachiosaur steak. You know.
Yeah.
Raptor ribs.
Raptor ribs. He also did Zoolander, so he's had a bit of a variety.
Oh, I forgot he did that.
Zoolander.
I think he did. Did he do Hot Fuzz? I think he did some.
He did Hot
the
Fuzz.
Simon Pegg movies. Yeah.
Too Fast, Too Furious, which is hilarious. He did the Stepford Wives of all things. Great.
Oh movie. Yeah, the remake.
He did Stoned with wait, is that the Anna Faris one? Oh no, that was Smile. He did Stoned. I don't know what that is.
I forget.
Casino Royale, Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, that's the one.
Which is also Edgar Wright.
I love Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
Quantum of Solace.
He did Quantum of Solace too?
Yeah, that was his last Bond movie. Yeah.
He did the 2010 Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He did Pool. The
Alien movie, yeah.
Also Edgar Wright, not director, but Edgar. Wait, I don't actually think Edgar Wright was involved in that. It was just Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
He did the iconic 60-minute BBC television film Mr. Stink. Never heard of that.
I don't know that yet.
And his last movie was Confess, Fletch, with John Hamm. Is that John Hamm?
Oh,
John Hamm.
I remember. I haven't seen that movie, but
Jurassic Pork.
I remember it. He's a Brit like you, Jack. So.
He is a Brit. He was actually he composed some music for Little Britain of all shows.
That's why it's so crazy that he did Independence Day, which is like one of the most patriotic sounding scores ever made. It was by a British guy,
and it's like America.
Yeah, like American and patriotic is what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. he also was. He's done a bit of acting. He was also a minicab controller / politician in Little Britain, which I would
Did
not
not know that.
advise. As much as Little Britain was was funny at the time, it's not aged well. It's one of those British comedies
Oh.
which you look back on now
Need
and you're like,
to
ooh,
need to
no,
need to make a new one. Call it Lytton Britain. Yeah.
Little yeah. Um, yeah, I think he'd be a great. I haven't, to be fair, I can't recall much of his actual score, but
Ah,
Well,
like
the
Independence Day score is great.
Godzilla, the '98 Godzilla score is phenomenal.
oh yeah, that's
And I haven't,
intense.
yeah, and I haven't listened to the whole thing in a really long time, so I'm gonna go back and listen to it. But
You
yeah,
should. It's it got a lot of jungle rhythm stuff, like Lost World. Like I think they were trying to kind of emulate that because it was made the year after the Lost
yeah. Well,
World.
and like
Yeah.
you just scores in the '90s, almost no matter who the composer, like just the style that people wanted then was just like very
Yeah.
classic orchestral like stuff, and it just captures the adventure, and it's great.
Yeah.
So
It different.
yeah,
I feel like we are gonna get John Williams.
so
I can't see it.
my
I
my
don't
only
see it.
stipulation is that I just want someone new. That's my only
Yeah.
stipulation. I love Giacchino, but I don't want him to come back.
Or
Yeah.
his
So
son. It's too
yeah, or his
similar.
son. I don't want to. We don't need any nepo composer babies here. So.
Yeah, Mike Giacchino's done his 3, and that's fine. But they're going in a different direction. I do not think they're going to go with
Giacchino.
Giacchino.
Nice
Giacchino.
pepper, Giacchino.
All a decade later, and
Juan Williams.
still don't know his name.
Still can't pronounce it. Is it Gif or Jeff? I don't know.
Is
It's
it Koepp
Gif.
or Koepp?
Is
Kepi.
it Koepp? Yeah, it's Kepi. It's Kepi.
Kepi.
For those out there wondering if it's GIF or GIF, it is GIF because the words are graphical. Wait, what does it stand for?
Graphic interchange format.
Yeah,
or
and I
something
don't
like
know
that.
about you, but a G is a G, man. It's a GIF, right? It's a GIF. It's a GIF. Even though the creator of the GIF said it's GIF.
So
He's wrong.
in Giacchino's name, the double C and the H, that's always going to be a hard K. So
it's Giacchino.
Giacchino.
Giacchino Neal.
Mikel Giacchino. Okay, got it. All right. No, but he's done. He's done his part to the franchise. It's time for somebody new or
Yeah,
John Williams to return.
I'm so down for John Williams. My fear is a strong word, but like my fear is that the producers and whoever are like, he did the last 3, let's just bring him back. And like I don't, let's not do that. Like this is a rebirth. Like we're literally calling it Rebirth. We have a new writer, we have a new director, we have a new cast, we have a new cinematographer. Like let's bring in a new composer.
I mean, do you think they would have brought Williams in if, the previous director had done it instead? Like, I can't imagine Williams scoring like that kind of, crazy action.
David.
David Leitch.
Yes,
David,
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I really
just
want to
don't- I
know
don't
what
see
that
it.
leak shit was about because that was crazy, man.
What a
I was
crazy
thinking
year.
with
Go
all
from
these
him.
interviews with Gareth lately, I have just been thinking how very fortunate we are that we got Gareth Edwards. I am like
Oh, yeah.
we are so lucky.
Why were they going with Leech, man? What was that about? It just doesn't
No.
fit. Especially the way the stuff we're learning, the 9 Commandments and Gareth, the way he talks about the movie and Jaws and stuff. And I'm just like, how was David Leitch in the picture? That doesn't make sense.
I wonder if David Koepp and David Leitch would have worked as well together. I wonder.
Well, apparently not, because isn't that why he left? Because he wasn't getting what he wanted or whatever?
There were
Leitch.
creative differences, and there were other. David Leitch's production company did some shady bullshit. But
his who I believe I think it's his wife, but his producing partner, I think they're married. She she fired one of Spielberg's and Frank Marshall's long-term like
Yeah.
not production assistants, production coordinators, like production manager type roles, and they like kicked them off the project. And Spielberg and Frank were like, "Hold up."
Yeah, don't do that.
Well, I
Yeah.
know he was in the running, wasn't he? In the running, partially at least because of that movie
The
that
Fall
came out
Guy.
this summer. Yeah, Fall Guy. But I mean, I guess they dodged a bullet because that movie ended up underperforming quite a bit, I think. So
That movie was, I mean, it was a, you know, this is a phrase I use for a lot of other movies too, but it was a big dumb action movie. And
it was fun.
like
I actually liked
it was a good, yeah, it was a good time. Like it was enjoyable, but like not
My
not
partner didn't understand what was
Jurassic.
going on, so we had to turn it off. She's like, "Is like what?" Like she just couldn't understand the concept that it was a stunt double playing in a movie in a movie.
Oh,
She,
yeah.
she was just getting confused in that concept.
It's like, which movie are we in now?
Yeah.
Nothing about it felt Jurassic though. Like that's the
No,
big thing. It's
and-
like, I don't know what they saw either.
And there's nothing against like David Leitch wanting a career change or like wanting to,
Yeah.
going up, climbing the ladder,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
wanting to
yeah.
do something different and put a stamp on something. But it just sounded like a recipe for disaster, if I'm honest. And I think, but it
Yeah.
just is such a drastic change to go from him to Gareth Edwards of all people that it makes you wonder if they had always wanted Gareth. Maybe they couldn't figure it out to start with, so they were shopping a couple of other directors and seeing what, because they clearly wanted this movie out. Like they wanted to hit that 2025.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, for all, we're saying all this, Rebirth could be shit. It might,
You never know.
it might come out and be awful, and Gareth's first bad movie and things like that. Not that he's got he has a really good track record, Gareth, but not everybody loves his stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, J.A. Bayona did really good movies before Fallen Kingdom, and then Fallen Kingdom happened. And I enjoy Fallen Kingdom, but it's not the cream of the crop. But then after Fallen Kingdom, he continued to do amazing movies. So it's like, I think it all has to do if the script is good, if the
Yeah.
production's getting, messed with by the studio in
Other,
any way.
yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
other influences in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows?
Because my biggest question with Fallen Kingdom, like that first 5 minutes, like what happened? Like, yeah,
It was
Yeah, it
so
was a
good.
really good.
that was the best
They
opening in
tricked
the
us at
franchise.
the anniversary because they
Fallen,
showed us just that scene and we all got all
did.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did. I remember walking out and being like, "This movie's gonna be amazing."
Yeah.
It's a cinema.
Fallen Kingdom, my beloved, best
hot
movie
mess.
of the Jurassic World trilogy.
You're
Just
allowed to
take
guilty
it.
pleasure.
It's right. It's right. Look, in 10 years, people will come back and be like, "It's not that bad." It's happening to Jurassic Park 3 now. This year has
It's
been
the
like
Jurassic Park 3 of the world trilogy.
Yeah, this year has been the rebirth of the Jurassic Park 3 love. Everyone's like, actually, it's not that bad.
I think Fallen Kingdom is definitely the most good looking of the three.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
beautifully shot movie.
And the music's
wasn't-
amazing.
I wasn't.
Yeah, I
on
was
board
gonna say
with the
score.
CinemaScope. I wasn't on board with the crop or anything like that because I like keeping things consistent. I like that the first three were all 185. Colin changed it up, whatever. 2.1 is now, or 2.1, 2.1. I think is a very modern aspect ratio, but to have Bayona be like, we're gonna squish things down, I was like, okay. I mean,
It's
and
weird.
then Colin was like, I'm gonna pull things back out and do 2-1 again for Dominion. It's a
So
bit
weird.
annoying, but it doesn't really matter. It's just a personal. I've always had a thing for keeping the consistency.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. It is the most gorgeous looking of the three. It has some really nice stuff in it, and I'm not one for all the heavy VFX and endless dinosaurs running and stampeding and stuff, but it is shot nicely. There is some good stuff in there, and yeah, that opening scene is so. It's like bombastic and crazy, but it works. It feels grounded for all the craziness that happens. Mosasaurus jumping out of the water and stuff. It still feels like a Jurassic movie. They were able to pull that off, which is impressive. And the Dilophosaurus sound that.
Oh yeah. I love that everybody can agree that the first 5 minutes of Fallen Kingdom are badass.
Yeah, no, it's the best opening in the franchise.
It's
in my opinion.
fantastic.
It's
love
beautiful.
it.
And it's
Yeah.
so good that even Camp Cretaceous decided to recreate it from a different angle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to touch on as well with Chaos Theory, because this is the third season, and the third season of Camp Cretaceous is, I've mentioned it before, but I think we're in for a good season for season 3, especially with the tie-ins and stuff like that. If they're gonna do the same thing for season 3 that they did Camp Cretaceous, I think we're in for a good. I don't know. We're in for a good time. That's
Well, for the type of show that Chaos Theory is, having Malta and the Biosyn Valley as a set pieces are just like, there's so much they can do with that.
Yeah.
So it does stand a good chance of just being fun and just having a lot of sort of like terror in there too. Because you can imagine those kids going into the black market, and it's very out of their depth. Like it was out of Claire and Owen's depth.
Yeah.
Going in there as some kids, like they're not going to be.
Kids will get it done.
You
Just
reckon
like Skeleton
Quilliam will
Crew.
make an appearance in the black market for Chaos Theory?
Well, who?
William.
Quilliam.
Get out of
Quilliam
Hey,
and
the Nublar 5, the Nublar 6, like slinking, skulking through the Biosyn lab and like trying to accomplish something. Be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Eating
that
some
would be really
locusts.
fun. Yeah, seeing like the whole run up. Maybe the kids will witness the the locusts running up.
Oh yeah.
Flying up in flames. Like maybe the kids will witness that from across the valley or something. Have to escape during the fire. Could be fun.
She scorches.
Yeah. Do we think? Last question.
punny.
Do we think there will be any locusts in Jurassic World Rebirth? Do we think that's a?
I hope we get Locust and Maisie. We got to get Maisie back. Okay, she's the best.
She's in Argentina.
We need her back.
Yeah, no, she's one of her failed clones. Remember, she's in the temple.
Yeah.
It's a failed Maisie.
We got to see her transform into a dinosaur in real time.
Maybe something here will be like InGen on their way to being able to do those things. Maybe, and we messed up a bunch of times along the way.
They just need to introduce reptilians, like dinosaur, human, reptilians, and I'll be happy. I think that'll work. Before we go, any final thoughts on these 4 images, or of course the Gareth Edwards expose?
Expose.
He's exposed.
Oh, actually, I think someone from BuzzFeed said that they're excited for Jonathan Bailey and his slutty glasses. So
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
So are we.
Yeah.
That plays into something I have said, which is that like there are so many fans of this cast who are just going to come watch Jurassic just for the cast.
Yeah, just for Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson, like that. Like that's what I mean. Like I think no one's grasping that fandom power yet.
Well, even from the people that loved Wicked, because it's got Goldblum and Bailey again.
Yeah.
So they're just all gonna watch it in the meantime before Wicked Part 2 comes out. I know Jack is excited about Wicked so much.
And Jurassic World Rebirth is going to end with a musical number.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's when the franchise dies.
That's when it begins. Okay.
I have to say the characters I am most excited. I mean, I'm sure ScarJo, Jonathan Bailey are going to be great on screen, but I am actually most excited to see Mahershala Ali in this film.
Yeah.
Really pumped for him, and just seeing we've seen Bashir Sylvain. We've seen his character now. I want to see the other 2 mercs. We've got that guy and the other guy.
We kind of didn't even say that, but like in these photos, if this scene that we're seeing is late in the movie, obviously those other 2 mercs are digesting inside of a dinosaur.
Yeah. But I'm really keen to see those characters play out. I like the role I like the kind of InGen merc for hire type thing. If that's really what they are, I think that could be really fun. Before we go, Derek Davis, tell me about your novel.
Oh, well, it's not out yet. Actually, I have the first copy right here, but it's not. I'm gonna have to redo the interior because I don't know if you can tell, but I think the text is too big for the pages.
Oh wow.
It's kind of hard to tell from a
Yeah,
computer
yeah,
screen.
yeah. I
Yeah,
see what
you
you're
cut
saying.
this
Yeah,
out, but yeah.
maybe a little too big.
Um, yeah, so I'm gonna actually, but it's gonna take me for effing ever to readjust it. You think that would be just a simple one-click thing? No. No, everything has to get readjusted. It's gonna make this not as thick. This isn't really that thick. It's like 400 something pages, but it'll probably make it be around like 300 something. So I have to readjust the cover files. I have to readjust everything. So it's things you just
Worth
don't know
doing that.
until you print it.
Tell us what it's called and what it is.
Oh, okay. It is called Invertiverse. And it is a science fiction, see, also in the science fiction category, science fiction / action adventure, but there are elements of horror, quite a bit
Yes.
actually. Um, and let's just say I was inspired by Jurassic Park and other classic movies of the 80s and 90s, like David Cronenberg's The Fly. There's stuff like that in there, actually, a little bit. So if you
Right.
don't like gross things, you might want to get out of here. But no, it's about these two estranged friends who go on this frantic adventure across the multiverse. And I promise it's not like the multiverse how it's done in the MCU. This is two
Good.
ordinary people
This is the
who
real
get
multiverse,
thrown
right?
into this. Yeah. And there are dinosaurs in it, but
Yeah.
I will spoil, they are pygmy-sized pet dinosaurs, which are
Ah,
kind of alluded to in Jurassic Park the novel, but you never see them. They never get brought up again. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna take that little idea and kind of run with it. And it is cute, but also ridiculous and kind of dangerous, as you can imagine, to have little miniature dinosaur pets. Um, but yeah, so there are some dinosaurs in it. So I think if you like Michael Crichton's stuff, although I don't have nearly the same talent of or the research abilities that Crichton had, but I still tried to make things a little bit realistic, and that has like 50 illustrations.
Yeah.
Um,
some
and
by, can you say? Some
oh
by
yeah, one of them is
the
by
legendary.
legendary John Bell. He was the art
Yes.
director of Jurassic Park, and he worked on The Lost World. He designed the vehicles especially for those movies. So he designed a vehicle for my story.
Yes.
And it's called the
Nice.
Rocket Lodge. It's basically a souped up mobile home. Not like the one in The Lost World. I promise it looks very different. Um,
Yeah.
It's basically a mobile home with a mind of its own. It has like a little AI system that takes over, I'll just say, and it kind of has its way. So basically, if Elon Musk had made his own little mobile home,
Yeah,
just how
mobile
scary
home.
that would be. Yeah, so
Wait,
that's
isn't there like a Tesla bus or a Tesla like thing that was unveiled recently? That was like a
The
I
fully
think
Cybertruck.
AI
so.
automated bus type system or something.
Yeah.
Well,
Look it up.
that's what's crazy. I started writing this book like 10 years ago. It's like around the
I was
time
about to
Jurassic
ask
World came
tell
out.
us how long you've been writing it, because it's something that
Yeah.
ever since I've known you, you've been working on. It's something you've not rewritten but redrafted a whole lot. You've put so
Oh.
much work into it,
Oh
and
yeah. I mean,
we're finally reaching that point where you can kick it out, you can get it done.
yeah, no, I just finished making the video trailer because I'm gonna have little video trailers. It's gonna come out June 3rd is the date that I decided on. Hope I can get it reformatted in time. No, I will. But yeah, no, it's been a long time coming, and we'll just see if people like it. Hopefully.
I've I hope it's okay that I'm saying this, but I've seen this little video tease. Derek showed me a little preview, and it's awesome. So I can't
Hell
wait for other
yeah.
people to see it. So
I'm excited.
I sent it to you
Well,
too, Jack, but someone doesn't read their messages.
yeah, sorry. Sorry. I have a bunch of unread messages. I do apologize. No, that's great stuff, man. Well, obviously, we'll keep on Jurassic Outpost. We'll keep everything up to date on there. But yeah, congrats. I wanted to ask that and bring it up on the podcast because
No, well, thank you.
it's a hefty piece of work you've done. And just seeing that you're finally reaching the physical stages of actually having it in person, in hand, that must feel
crazy.
pretty like an accomplishment right there.
It's like accomplishment / anxiety at the same time because I'm self-publishing it. So
Yeah.
I've had to do almost everything. I mean, I've had some. I mean, I didn't create like the artwork and stuff. I just mean like putting it together, formatting it. I had to redo formatting a few times already. So I'm like, it's been like a nonstop working thing. It's a good thing I don't have any other real work right now, or it would take like twice as long to get through this.
Well, to wrap us up, tell us the tagline.
The tagline? Oh, you mean yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, the logline. Don't let the past haunt your futures. And notice that it's plural. So, like, what does that mean?
And scientists unveiled recently that the whole theory of parallel universes, multi-universes, is real. So it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you can't really disprove or prove exactly either. So it's like, but I mean, if you really think about, space and inner space, like, you feel like it has to be true in a way, which is kind of freaky when you really think about it. Like, you can have an infinite amount of versions of yourself out there living the life that you've always dreamed of, and also the life that you've never wanted to have. So
yeah, why did I get stuck with this version?
I mean, that's part of the themes of the story. It's like, like a lot of, depression's like a big theme, and how, we do yearn for certain things that we can't have. But then if you let that get to you, you can actually be your own worst enemy, and you can like destroy yourself and even the people you love. So, I mean, it's kind of
bit of the whole like grass is always greener type thing as well.
Yeah. So that anyone can become their own villain, basically, which is, that's a thing.
Well, good shit, man. Congratulations again, because that's really cool. We'll keep everybody updated on Jurassic Outpost, obviously, as and when you publish. But that's definitely something to keep an eye out for. And on that note, Jurassic World Rebirth, July 2nd, 2025. Trailer soon. Trailer tomorrow.
I mean, that's the thing. February, the Super Bowl isn't that far away.
No. With how fast time is moving now, because time has been sped up by big government.
You mean daylight savings or something? Like what?
No, just time's running faster, isn't it?
Oh,
one Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi. It was way faster than it used to be. But no, February will be here faster than we know it. We're all getting older by the day. And,
don't remind me.
Faster as you age.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the young one in the group anymore.
Are we bringing on someone else, or?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna be. I'm mid-20s now, dude.
Oh, we're expecting.
Oh, wow. No.
We're gonna rebirth a Jurassic fan.
Oh my god!
It's gonna make a new member.
Thank you for listening to the InGeneral podcast. As always, it's been fun. Head to JurassicOutpost.com for more. Head to the social channels for more, and head to the YouTube for more. And catch you in the next one.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, it's the holiday thing.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. This might be, I don't know when we're going to pod again. So yeah, get it all out of the way. Have a good holiday.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. So long, farewell.